injured here. 1v1 Judgement of Carrion blue side. Necro plays a Plague Champion, starts off range combat. Very good utility and damage, can put up turrets and repair, but lacks mobility. Red team, or red side even, we have Naaium as a force commander. Offensive melee, quite versatile, can tank, disrupt and even support as well as bash your face in. Very compact 1v1 map, east to west are the VPs, none of them natural. Map is broken up into corridors by these internal compartments or buildings of the Space Hulk. Quite a good map for a setup team or two, I think, though the center is a bit too wide for us to see a Plague Champion turret. What are we going to see? He's gone for double heretics into havocs, I would think, maybe noise marines, since it's quite easy to run up and bash generators. I'd be very surprised if we don't see a flamer on Naaium's tactical marines. Here they are, heavy ranged infantry, very durable and versatile, a bit more so than the specialized and offensive Chaos Space Marines, though they only really start to diverge in tier 2. And here comes the first assault by Naaium, trying to force Necro off the center. Heretics getting in amongst it in a default melee state, fragile but still relatively dangerous. Will we see a Doom Blast? We do, and they flew into this power generator type structure and it blows up and they run. Now it's Plague Champion and CSM versus Tactical Marines and the Force Commander. Force Commander has lost a bunch of health and it looks like Necro's trying to force him off, and does. Now we should see these Chaos Space Marines forcing melee on these tacks. CSM are better in melee than Tactical Marines, unless the Tactical Marines use their Kraken bolts, which I am assuming are on cooldown right now. Here come shotgun scouts quite quickly from Naaium. The other Heretic squad comes in, catches Marines in retreat, and only gets one model, surely, yes. Very unlucky not to get 2 models off these Marines. Necro. Retreating units, of course, taking 30% more damage from melee. Naaium has completely capped the west side thanks to these quick light ranged infantry scouts. And he should get something else in tier 1. Necro doesn't want to go into tier 2 with just this, I would think. Will we see the Plague Sword or Power Sword? No sign of them yet. Tactical Marines, and as you can see, coming out of headquarters here without reinforcing, that tells me he's going to go and harass power as opposed to actually use them in engagements right now. Plague Champion taking the west side. CSM trying to bash this power generator. Will take a while though. One squad with their bolters. You see the scouts there getting close, meaning their shotguns do more damage. 487, 487. It's a single cap though for Necro, and we have shotguns on both of Necro's scouts. We should be seeing grenade launcher heretics then. But we see an aspiring champion for these guys. He should cancel that with double shotgun scouts. That's going to be painful. Plague Champion forced to retreat here. Looks like he's stuck with it, and we do see an aspiring champion on these guys. He's a Chaos Marine, bolt pistol and chainsword, and is about as mean as he looks. Makes him into a very nasty tier 1 melee unit. Tactical Marines with Flamer have taken out one generator there, and now retreat. Havocs on the field for Necro, covering the center of the map very nicely here, as you can see from their firing arc. Setup team that suppress in tier 1 with a heavy bolter. You can change that weapon in tier 2. Look at this, double aspiring champion heretics. Very risky and aggressive move from Necro. Not cheap to get an aspiring champion these days. 95 requisition, 30 power. Naaium needs to get something to deal with these havocs. He cannot get sniper rifles because he's already given these guys shotguns. He is giving them sergeants. You might see infiltrating scouts chucking grenades. Power harass here. Aspiring champion heretics do a decent job taking down a generator. Here come double scouts. These guys have a sergeant. You might see a fragmentation grenade. There's a shotgun blast knocking down all of this stuff, and the grenade takes out one heretic very nastily. Now the scouts need to move, because these guys with Doom Blast and catching them in retreat, huge amounts of damage. 2 scout models go down. As you can see, the Iron Halo is up on the Force Commander. Very, very popular tier 1 war gear for him. Gives him this energy shield, which you can see. Also prevents him being knocked down while it's up by a weapon knockback. Chaos, the aspiring champion Heretic, unable to get into melee there. Now he is, and the Force Commander retreats. Took out a couple of models with his shield up. 487, 329, a double cap for Necro. Scouts now coming out doing some pretty decent damage, and as you can see, both of them have sergeants. The Havoc just forced off those tactical marines who are still harassing power and are now coming back to set up in the center. Scouts chasing the Plague Champion, and CSM take the west side and retreat with 2 models. Triple cap for Necro, and look at the map control the Chaos player has, keeping these heretics on the field with just 4 models. Knows they are relatively safe on this east side and caps this power. Scouts now taking the western VP. Gonna be a 2-to-1 for Necro. Scouts in the center also capping out of the firing range of these Havocs. As you can see here, they can go around and chuck a grenade or just force melee on these guys. You cannot see though the firing arc of enemy setup teams, so Naaium, though he'll have an idea of that, he can't guarantee where to run. Tactical Marines and Force Commander coming to this eastern power, but they're going to be stopped by these Havocs who are setting up, suppress the Force Commander and make him back off. Will he put his shield up here? Finally does. Lost half of his health bar before he did though. Scouts trying to make inroads in the center. The Havoc's out of place now. There's a grenade. Almost very, very nice idea from Naaium, trying to set up a grenade with a shotgun blast, but just a bit too late throwing that grenade. I think his terrain here got in the way of the Scouts. 487, 225, a 2-to-1 cap, and huge VP lead developing for Necro, over 200 right now. Both players go tier 2. Naaium goes first after Necro spent 60 power on aspiring champions and another 30 on the Havocs. Naaium though himself spent quite a lot of power. Tactical Flamer is 25 power I think. Shotguns are 15 and the Sergeant is 25, and that was of both scout squads forced off here though. Another power harass, lots of aggressive pushes against power. Tactical Marines are trying to cap now, forced to fall back by the Havocs, and they will be able to, so durable in tier 1. 487, 212, Razorback on the way. Aspiring champion Heretic will cap the west side by himself. Can he take down this Force Commander here? Surely, yes. First commander loss of the game, and Necro might be able to wipe this power out. Maybe not. Here come double scouts. What are they going to do? Shotgun blast and a grenade on this blob perhaps. No, they're going after the Heretics and almost wipe them up quickly. Here comes a Razorback for Naaium, supporting his scouts, allowing him to reinforce. As you can see, they are doing. They don't have any energy though to chuck grenades and get inside the Razorback. Support vehicle for Space Marines. Allows you to reinforce and transport infantry. Twin link heavy bolter on top. And Necro going for a Chaos Dreadnought, which is a very strange choice I think. Generally walkers up against the Force Commander don't fare well with his Power Fist being such a strong anti-vehicle weapon. Was going to say he should get Plague Marines or Bloodletters, but he has gone for the Chaos Dreadnought. Naaium now hitting power again. Tactical Marines have a Sergeant and are now being reinforced off of the Razorback. Havoc's nasty grenade from Naaium. Really nice usage of the Razorback here. And might be able to wipe this power out with that Flamer. Flamer's of course a short range weapon. AoE, very, very good versus buildings, which is why Naaium has used this squad the entire game to pressure this power. Also very good versus units in cover and garrisons and light infantry in general. 479, 181, it's a 2-to-1 cap, and here is the Chaos Dreadnought. Walker vehicle for Chaos, armed with an autocannon by default. small AoE, decent damage to all targets, and an Imperial Guardsman in a cage. The remains of Voronoi. 468 181. Force Commander chasing off the Sparring Champion Heretics, who lose a model to his bolt pistol there. 463 181. Naaium now has seen the Dreadnought, so expect a counter pretty quickly. Doesn't have a huge amount of resources, could get a Power Fist, which I think would be the best choice. Could flesh over steal it and try and finish it off quickly. The Dreadnought, a very strange choice I think from Necro. Happy to keep the autocannon so far, getting rear armor hits on the Razorback. As you can also see, it has a twin-linked bolter in its waist type area, which all Chaos Dreadnoughts have. 458 181. Sparring Champion Heretics getting bled like crazy here by the Force Commander. He's now going to run into Tactical Marines who have a missile launcher. Anti-vehicle weapon will help versus the Dreadnought. Probably won't be enough to take it down by itself unless Necro really drops the ball and just leaves it standing there getting shot. Here come double scouts, autocannon weighing in with fire, and there is battle cry from the Force Commander. Here is touch of Nurgle Heretics though, down to just one model though, and need to retreat. That is a global ability of the Plague Champion, damage and a heal whenever a model dies, which is fantastic for Heretics since they can Doom Blast and you get brilliant synergy that way. East and west are gonna be red, center uncapped right now. Devastators on the field for Naaium already have a las cannon. Very good anti-vehicle weapon, also snares vehicles, but pretty useless versus infantry. So when he does take down, if he does take down this Chaos Dreadnought, that las cannon might be a bit of dead weight. 449 181. Havoc setting up, have kept their heavy bolter, giving them suppression. They can get a las cannon or an auto cannon in tier 2. 433 181. Heretics taking tons of damage here. They have bled Necro pretty badly, and here we see the first Noxious Cloud of the game. Controllable cloud of AoE damage over time, and he doesn't continue pushing it into base. As you can see, Naaium moving his scouts out of base, thought that the Noxious Cloud was going to follow, but Necro too busy controlling his Dreadnought, I think. 419 181, a 2-to-1 cap for Necro. What is Naaium going to do? Yes, go tier 3. I was just about to say, is he going to go tier 3? And does. And he has the zeal to get Terminators already. Has preserved both of his scout squads, has preserved his Marines, has the Razorback support, and is now going into tier 3. Devastators, I don't think they can see the Dreadnought, which is why they're trying to shoot down Chaos Marines. Plague Champion now fully kitted out. Look at this, Plague Fist, Armor of Pestilence, and Icon of Nurgle. He is going to kick some serious ass in combat. The Plague Fist, like all Power Fist type weapons, is a melee heavy weapon, good damage versus all targets. Doesn't quite do as much damage as the other Power Fists in the game, which typically do 85 DPS I think, but it does give him Pestilence Strike, which is an awesome defensive ability, stunning and granting damage resistance versus range attacks. 419 160. Force Commander should get away here. Yes, Plasma Pistol cannot take him out in retreat. How slow the Plague Champion is with the Armor of Pestilence also makes him bulge even more, I think. Needs to retreat here. Yes, I don't think I've seen a single Heretic worship in this game. 419 145. Necro choosing to use his Heretics much more offensively. Nothing wrong with that, of course. We have a 2-to-1 cap for Necro still. Naaium concentrating on taking a center. Scouts getting in behind. Will we see a retreat grenade? No, he's not going to bother. Marcos Zinch Dreadnought taking a big shot from the las cannon there. Gives it this missile launcher, which is fantastic versus vehicles. Another big las cannon hit. And it's backing off. 25419-131. I really think Plague Marines or Bloodletters would have been a much better choice for Necro. Though Markov Tzeentch Dreadnoughts do pretty decent job versus Terminators, since Terminators are large, they are hit by anti-vehicle weapons, and you can pretty much guarantee Naaium is waiting for Terminators now. It just needs more requisition. Heretics moving in on Scouts. There's the shotgun blast, but they still need to back the hell off. 401-131. Heretics level 2. In fact, both Heretic squads level 2. Back to Scouts. Scouts are also level 2. CSM level 2. Tactical Marines level 3. Up over 1600 hit points with their Sergeant. 390-131. Devastators covering almost the entirety of the centre. In fact, I think they are with that las cannon. Dreadnought needs to go onto the flanks. We have the Plague Champion and the Heretics repairing the Dreadnought here. Force Commander with just the Iron Halo suggests that Naaium wants to get him Terminator armor. Scouts coming to the west side. Shotguns taking out Heretics, but they should get away fine. Just unable to finish that cap. Perhaps he should have stuck it out and finished it. 367-131. Naaium starting to creep back into this game, as you can see. Map turning red. FUBAR Necro hasn't been able to pull off this Dreadnought, but he's going to take down the Razorback there. Starting to finally pay for itself. But here we see Terminators, and as he's placed them right there, you'd assume they are Assault Terminators with their Thunder Hammers and Storm Shields, and the Dreadnought quite rightly backs the hell off. Pestilent Strike straight away on the Terminators, and now the missile launcher coming in with missile hits, and these Terminators taking quite a lot of damage here under Havoc and Markov Tzeentch Chaos Space Marine fire with those Inferno bolts. Good damage versus all infantry, and these Assault Terminators might lose a model because they've already used their teleport. These guys cannot retreat, of course. Super heavy infantry can't be suppressed either. Looks like they're going to get away thanks to the Scouts shotgunning the Plague Champion. I don't think they're even going to lose a model here. Icon of Nurgle killing Scouts just by the mere presence of the Plague Champion. 282-131. Now the Force Commander wants to fight, or does he? No. Another Pestilent Strike, and the Plague Champion retreats. 268-131. Center is uncapped. Havocs are still there. Hasn't dealt with them at all, has he, Naaium? Here come the CSM, very nearly level 3. Necro surprised that Naaium was able to go tier 3 and get Assault Terminators. He has a point. Naaium only, I don't think he's ever had any generators over here. 254-131. Las Cannon still covering the center, so the Dreadnought unable to move freely, now being repaired again. 254-131 is a 1-to-1 cap. So more Chaos Space Marines for Necro. Wants to get some more Markov Tzeentch guys, I think, for those Assault Terminators. Needs to play on their weakness, which is mobility. They have a teleport, but that is pretty much it, and you usually want to use Terminator teleports to get them out of trouble. 254-131. Chaos Space Marines idle on the east side. Las Cannon gets a hit on Heretics. Here comes the Force Commander, who now has Terminator armor and is getting heavy flamer, something Naaium loves to use. And here come the Assault Terminators marching through everything. Havoc's got owned, need to run away. He's going to lose these guys to the Scouts, and does. Heretics just about get away, 21 hit points. There's Battlecry buffing the damage of the Scouts. Or was that the Terminators? It might have been the Terminators. Terminators buff damage around them every time they kill anything. 240-131. Plague Champion still in this fight. Gonna go down here though. The Power Fist of the Force Commander Terminator taking him down. Here comes the Tzeentch Dreadnought again. Getting a big shot from that las cannon. Force Commander Terminator forcing melee on the CSM. And takes one out with 2 hits, and that was the aspiring champion as well. And we have Mark of Khorne CSM from Necro. Not sure why he's gone for Mark of Khorne. Can be controlled by the scouts and don't really want to tangle with Assault Terminators. Should have given them Mark of Zeech, I think. Terminators reinforcing, which is very, very expensive. 150, 50, 214, 131. Heretics dodging a grenade just about, and the Chaos Dreadnought being repaired is 2.5 levels. Tactical Marines are level 4 for Naaium, have lost their sergeant. And there's a Noxious Cloud on these scouts. Naaium's going to lose these guys unless he realizes this, retreats them, but still loses the squad. That's how dangerous Noxious Cloud stays throughout the game. 214, 125. A single cap for Necro. It's going to be a 2-1 though by the look of the minimap. Zeech Dreadnought now getting more shots in on those Terminators. Is very, very wary of them teleporting in though, so it's backing the guy off. This heavy flamer, pretty ridiculous with Cleansing Flame. I don't think he's gone to take out the generators yet. Doesn't really need to. The scouts can do it. Here comes the Plague Champion repurchased by Necro. Smacking on the Force Commander. Special attack knocks him over. Here's some Nurgle worship helping out the Plague Champion with some health regen. The first Nurgle worship I've ever seen in this game. And he teleports in to the Heretics. Wondered where the hell he'd gone then. That was Cleansing Flame, and now tries to retreat. Heretics getting into retreat path. Force Commander Terminator can retreat unlike normal Terminators. And Heretics trying to cap the center. Assault Terminators coming in, taking tons of damage from this Dreadnought and back the hell off. 198, 106. It's going to be a 2-1 for Necro when he caps mid. He's also taken Naaium's power hit. He has 124 though. Tactical Marines will try and take it back. Necro staying in tier 2 right now. 198, 103. What are we going to see? I think he's just going to stay tier 2. He doesn't really have the red to drop a nasty nuke on Naaium or anything. Stay tier 2, maybe get some bloodletters to tie up those Tactical Marines and really scare them off. That's all Naaium has left. Tacs, Scouts and Terminators. Force Commander using his newfound durability to cap mid, getting Terminator armor. Wipes your levels out and just gives you 2,500 hit points. As you can see, Tacs have taken the west side, and it's going to be a 2-1 for Naaium with 82 VPs left on his counter. Terminators, are they going to go and cap east side or kill some Heretics? Looks like they have Bloodlust and are chasing these guys. Should go and cap, I think. Terminator Force Commander now going after the Chaos Dreadnought with his Power Fist. Really, really close to level 3, this guy. More Terminators for Naaium. Good grief, double Assault Terminators. Should have got normal Terminators, I think, the second time. Or give one of these guys Lightning Claws. 178, 82. Is he going to be able to stand against double Assault Terminators? He needs to use mobility now. Go to the flanks, make sure they stay blue. Here we see the Plague Champion capping west soon. These scouts are going to be so important now for Naaium. He needs to keep these guys capping while the Terminators hold the center, and he has a chance. Should get Lightning Claws as well, I think, for one of the squads. 156, 82. Chaos Dreadnought being repaired again. Can he get this thing to level 3? CSM have decap mid. Plague Champion is taking west, but scouts are taking the east. Here come Mark of Corn and CSM. Will Naaium realise? Or is he just going to try and decap and hope they don't die before then? They have decapped, and there's a shotgun blast, and there is the retreat. Touch of Nurgle Heretics. Cleansing Flames went in on this patch here. Huge amounts of damage. Heretics exploding. And the Force Commander Terminator almost going down. Is in a retreat. In fact, might still go down. 78 hit points, maybe another Doom Blast. There it is, and Touch of Nurgle finishes him off. 155-68. Both of these heretics surviving at level 4 now. Over 1400 hit points on heretics. Assault Terminator is taking the east side. Should just park these guys there, I think. Rest of his forces to the center. Assault Terminators also on the west side, but they're going to take a lot of damage. Here comes the Plague Champion, level 5 this guy, CSM, and that Mark of Tzeentch Dreadnought, which has done reasonably well. Look at the damage it's putting off with those missiles. These guys, he might lose the entire squad here. Has he used the teleport? He must have. 155-59. Look at that, nearly all of those missiles are hitting, even on the move, and takes out the Terminator squad. That is surely it for Naaium. Necro should be able to finish this game. Is getting another Chaos Dreadnought, most likely going for Mark of Corn now. Assault Terminator's decapping power for some reason. Here come Mark of Corn CSM. Do they really want to get into this fight? No, they're going to run right past and try and decap the VP, I think. As you can see, they have Eternal War. You can tell by the Chaos insignia on their wrists. And they are going to try and decap it. And then probably run away. Center is still red. Force Commander Terminator. There's Cleansing Flames. Nicely done into the knocked down Heretics. A couple more seconds would have finished that entire squad off. Here comes the second Chaos Dreadnought, and it does have Mark of Corn. Naaium in all sorts of trouble now. This thing is a beastly close combat walker. 100 DPS of heavy melee. 144-59. Here come Assault Terminators, trying to stop these heretics from capping. Force Commander Terminator retreats and gets away, but the heretics finish the cap. Can they get away? Unbelievable, they do. Now they have to fight a Mark of Corn Dreadnought. Where's the Blood Rage? Doesn't want to risk it, I think. Those Terminators could teleport out, and then he'd have to deal with it. GG called by Naaium, and there is the game. 144-43 on the VP counter. Nicely played by Necro. I thought that first Dreadnought was a big mistake, but manages to pay off. Look at this guy, almost got level 4. Naaium, a bit predictable, rushing to tier 3 and getting Terminators, which weren't all that effective. Perhaps should have got ranged Terminators, would have been much more effective, I think. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.